This one kid did 30 push-ups on the bathroom floor to hit a vape. I just walked in the bathroom, this guy's just doing, they're like, touch your nose to the ground! Touch your nose! He's like, ugh!
First off, you get violent in your lyrics pretty often, and your most recent release, Waukesha, is no different. So I'm wondering if it's maybe time for you to walk the walk a little bit and name 3 artists who could beat up in a fight.
3 artists I could beat up in a fight? Easy, blank, spine. Yeah, easy peasy. I could throw them like 10 yards.
You were the op that Blank was talking about on Twitter that one time?
Yeah, I was. I was making him do his math homework. I don't know, like Vizzy or something, but Vizzy's like 6'2", 6'3", so.
But he's got to weigh like 120 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a little Brexit geezer, so.
Yeah, feeding him beans on toast and shit, probably not
Yeah,
that crazy.
feeding him fucking toast sandwiches, so I don't know.
And on the topic of violent situations, what would you do during the purge?
Ooh, I would just go to like a grocery store and steal like all the fruit by the foot or some shit.
Bro, it's so boring.
I don't want to like kill anybody, bro. I don't have any enemies or anything like that. I don't want to kill anybody. I would probably just go like steal some snacks.
But you got to think about the fact that other people are going to be trying to kill people during the purge. So you're really going to risk your life for some fruit by the foot?
And that's their beef, not mine. Fuck it.
Through the COVID lockdown, we saw an explosion of what's now been dubbed cap rap, with suburban teenagers that live in a cul-de-sac rapping about murdering people. So I'm wondering, what do you think are some of the pros and cons of this new sort of broadening of lyrical content?
I think that it allows everyone to appreciate the culture and bring something new to the table without people just discounting them from experiences that they've had. If you're like coming at it as like, yeah, I came from the trenches, bro, I had fucking nothing. Like,
Lil Mabu.
Yeah, like this is all I got. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? But if you just come at it as like, no, I just love rap music and I like just rhyming stuff like that and just coming up with cool, funny bars and shit like that, then it's like it's just a different perspective. I think after like Lil Tecca came out, he kind of like really paved the way because he's just like, fuck it. Like, yeah, I don't have straps. I don't even know how to drive. And everyone's like, yeah, does this shit even like really fucking matter? No. You're gonna get even better music if you just let everybody create it. Yeah, I do think there's like a line that you shouldn't cross where you're just like actually coming up with like a fake fucking story about your come up and like trying to like use that as like getting credit with like music and shit. Like if it's like, bro, if you can just make good music and have that speak for itself, then yeah, you probably deserve the platform you have. To an extent, there's like an image obviously that you have to like replicate to your music on your Instagram or Twitter or something like that. But it's like obviously everyone knows it's like a mask to make music, right? It's like it's just like I'm just saying stories. Like it's like making a fictional story, right? You're not gonna call an author a cap rapper for making a fantasy story. It's like, what? Dragons didn't exist. It's cap rap. It's like, okay, cool. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna write about it anyway.
Next, what can you tell me about this image?
Oh man. Oh man, that picture, bro. Okay, yeah, I worked at a logistics company and I was just doing order picking jobs and this lady was like, this is the beginning of my shift, by the way. This is like, I woke up and I just walked into work with my like harness on and like my hands in my pockets, right? I'm just like, oh my God. And this lady's like, hold up, wait, stop. I need to take a picture. We need your ID. And I'm like,
guessing it's like 9 a.m. or something.
It was just like, huh? And she just goes like that and goes, okay, I'm gonna print it out. See ya. I was like, what the fuck? And then I got it back later and I was like, dude, I was just like, bro, I look like Batman, dude. Like, I don't know. It was fucking wild.
You look like somebody Batman would beat up.
Batman's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, huh? That's exactly what that freeze frame is. And then he beats the fuck out of me for like smoking a joint.
Next, we met in person recently at Lockhart Fest in Chicago.
We did meet at Lockfest.
Right, which raises the point that you've performed quite a few times at this point. So I'm wondering, what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned from going from performance to performance?
Don't burn yourself out. Oh my God. My first performance, I was like watching all these Limp Bizkit videos and I was like, all right, so I just gotta scream the whole time at them. So I got up on stage. I'm like, oh fuck. Like I'm just like instantly screaming and was screaming, which is like good, right? Like it's like good to a point, but I was screaming the whole time. So like halfway through my set, I was like literally like about to pass out. Like I was like, oh my God, like I'm like, I gotta chill out. Yeah, like tunnel vision. Like I was getting like, yeah, I was like, I need to actually chill the fuck out for a second. But then yeah, the second few times around, I like really got the hang of it. That's like the biggest lesson. Don't burn yourself out and don't do the opposite. Don't like just stand there. Get the crowd hype. Do some countdowns, open the pit up a little, do some shit like that. Just like crowd interaction is so important.
It's sometimes entertaining seeing people like try to keep like pushing through, like very clearly being exhausted and shit like that, but nobody wants like to see you like struggle on stage. And a lot of the shows you performed at have been in pretty far away cities, a trend you're continuing in August with a couple shows in the UK.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of artists can relate to the feeling of like, why am I doing midterms when I was just in LA for a show? So I'm wondering if there are any tips you have for like maintaining a good like work-life balance in the realm of music.
Just keep your school in tune with what you're doing. I just call them and I'm like, hey, I'm going here for a week or whatever. I need to be able to access my classes at these times because of time differences or whatever. And most of the time they're like, cool, especially because I go to an audio engineering school. They're like, obviously like, yeah, go.
Extracurricular activity.
Yeah, they're like, do that. If your teachers and professors are nice, they'll like work with you and they'll be like, yeah, you can do this exam at like 12 at midnight because we all won't be awake then, right? It's shit like that.
I feel like especially if you're going to school for something like audio engineering, it's like basically an extension of like the course that you're doing already. So
yeah, it's like experience, and it's also how you word it. If you're at like a business school, right, like a finance school or whatever, and you're like, hey, yeah, I got a concert with all my homies. I've been on Discord playing video games. It's like they'll be like, what the fuck? But if you're like, hey, yeah, I'm a musician with a platform. I have to travel for music and do these concerts. Then they'll be like, oh, okay, like it's serious. All right, yeah, gotcha. I just tell them it's my fucking job. Like I'm like, hey, I'm a musician. I have to travel. I'm gonna be gone for these dates, and I need this done.
That's important because let's say tomorrow a fast food restaurant sees how hard you're working and decides to hit you up for a sponsorship. What restaurant is it at, and what is the kkypr meal?
Oh, Wendy's. Actually, no, because I just get the basic burger. So I would probably get like McDonald's McDouble, no onions. I fucking hate onions. So yeah, okay, McDouble meal, large fry, and a medium Sprite, a spicy McCrispy, and yeah, that's the kkypr meal right there.
Next, let's say the day after the kkypr meal goes live, word gets out to aliens, and they come down to Earth, and
bro, don't get me started on aliens, bro.
If you could pick one person to be the ambassador to communicate with aliens, who would it be?
Me, I would do it. Me, I'm the guy, man.
I don't know if I trust you, bro.
Why not? I'm such a reasonable guy.
Not like Morgan Freeman.
I don't know. Morgan Freeman's like has the calm baritone voice that would very calm you down. But I'm a big conspiracy theorist when it comes to aliens. I would want to I would be like, yeah, let me talk to him. I would like want to, bro.
I feel like 30 minutes later, the world would just disappear.
Yeah, no, probably. I would whisper into them like, yo, can you take me to like some other galaxy? And they'd be like, yeah, if you give us the planet. I'd be like, okay, let's go. And I'd just be like, let's do it. Like I was telling my girl about this. If aliens like landed in my fucking backyard and were like, dude, come with us to some galaxy. We're gonna like take you there and show you everything. I'm going. Like I was like, I'm going. Yes, bro. What?
You told that to your girl? You're just like,
yeah.
Oh, if aliens came, I would leave you behind.
Yeah, no, literally, I was like, I will hopefully come back, but if they just like drive me into the sun or something, okay, that's like whatever, bro. That's just so cool. I love space so much. It's just so cool. Like anything that is like magic or fantasy on Earth is just like normal. It's cool in space, man. You're just planets that fucking rain diamonds and shit, and there's like it's like that's fine, that's totally cool. Like what and people are like, no, we don't need to explore that shit, fuck it. That's just so crazy to me. It's just like an infinite space of planets and shit that could have life, could maybe not, and there's people that are like, no, we don't need to look up that stuff. Fuck it. We don't need that. It's like, what?
No, yeah, it's insane that NASA only gets like 0.7% of the US government's annual budget. Yeah,
bro. If I was like the Earth's president, I would switch America's military budget with NASA's. I'd be like, fuck y'all. We're switching it. See what happens for a year. And we'd probably discover aliens.
Hell yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, told y'all.
You mentioned conspiracy theories. Could you name a couple off the top of your head that you believe in?
Agartha? I know, I don't believe in Agartha. That's like Middle Earth shit. That's like super like woo-woo alarm type stuff. I believe in Mel's Hole. There was a broadcast in the 90s called Coast to Coast with Tim West or some shit. What was his name? I don't know. He would just take calls of random people that had like weird anomalies and shit. A lot of it would be like crazy whack people that were like, yeah, there's an alien like fucking me in the butt or something. But this one guy called and he's like, hey, yeah, I have like a hole near my fucking house and my dogs won't go near it, and he dropped like 14,000 feet of fishing line down with a weight and it still didn't get wet. He didn't touch anything, and he brought like a short radio close to it and he started picking up radio of games from the 60s. Like he'd walk up and he'd be like, oh, get out the park. He'd be like, what the fuck? And then a lot more people found out about it, and then locals were saying that there was like, he got evicted from his house. The guy that was in Mel's Hole got evicted from his house. Essentially, there was a bunch of like tracks found on his property and land that were like military vehicles. They said they weren't there, and then when he came back, they essentially just cemented over the hole. There's like blocks on Google over it. They're like where it's supposed to have been, and it's just like a black square. It goes like really deep, but like that and like crop circles. I also believe in crop circles. There's a lot of fake ones out there, but the ones that humans have tried to make are nowhere near as perfect as the ones they just found. You know what I don't believe is the new alien shit that like the government is saying. I don't believe that.
Oh, the UFO stuff?
Don't believe a single bit of it, bro. That's so bullshit. Like they've been so silent. Like that, it used to be called the A word. Mm-hmm. Like we don't say aliens on there. We don't say A word. And then this year they're like, aliens UFOs, we found aliens, look at this shitty footage that doesn't even show anything of an LA backyard. It's like, what? I wouldn't trust it from the government because it's like, it probably has something to do with their interest. Because think about religion. I'm not going to be like a controversial topic here because but think about all religion. We'll say Christianity, for example, right? I grew up in a Christian household, right? If aliens exist, that kind of debunks the Bible a little bit. If the government can do that with religion and debunk it and have people of that religion believe that it's been debunked, they can just control everybody. But that's that's my whole spiel. I told you, don't get me started on aliens.
By any chance, do you watch the YouTuber Mr. Ballin?
My friend does. I never really got into him because it's just mass content, like just quantity over quality. I watch like Y-Files. It's like an hour-long episode on just one topic, not like an 8-minute video of some guy got lost in a cave. I don't really give a fuck about that. It's like, I care about more like Scientology or some shit like that, where it's like, holy shit, like this could have like a huge effect on our society. I don't really give a fuck about some guy that got lost in a cave, or like some nuclear power plant that blew up like 60 years ago. It's just like, it's cool, but it's just not like a crazy conspiracy theory.
And then on a different note, I understand that you made quite a few short films when you were younger. So I'm wondering, are there any creative endeavors like short films that you're looking to get more into going forward?
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. My brother, he's like a poet and he's really into making video games and stuff like that. Me and him have talked about directing a movie or something when we're like older. And that's something I would really want to do, is like have creative control over something like that, especially with me and my brother, because me and my brother are just like really just like bounce shit off each other. Like we're just super creative. Like growing up, we wanted to make like t-shirts. Like we were making like t-shirt designs. We were making like music. We wanted to be like dubstep DJs, and then we wanted to be like YouTubers and shit. But yeah, I am gonna score his video game that is coming out pretty soon. So that's some lore for you, some kkypr OST.
And on the topic of kkypr lore, I know that you're not from Toronto, but I gotta ask, are all the stereotypes about torontonians like real? Does everybody actually talk like, nice your beak fum, I'm fucking barved?
Yes, and people who aren't from Toronto also, like, okay, I'll say there's a fundamental difference. I use some Toronto slang, but it's like a post-ironic way of saying it. Like, we just go up to each other and be like, wagwan, and just like dab each other up. But it's just like, it's like we're saying it like completely serious, but it's like we're not actually. It's like, wagwan, bro. It's just like a joke. People that like say it as like a post-ironic thing, it's just like they're not trying to fit that like image, but it's just like everyone says it, so it's just kind of like slang at this point. And there's people who are actually like, yo, fam, like with like their fucking tracksuits and everything, like in the middle of a school day.
Nike Tech, yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, get the fuck away from me. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. This guy's trying to ask for my vape. He's in a grade 10 with a tracksuit and a fake BB belt. Get the fuck out. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I just threw a fucking pod at him and was like, get out of my face, bro. It's so dumb. And I would do this thing, and bathrooms, there was like these grade 9s that would be like, yo, fam, like, you got weed, fam? And I'd be like, yeah, dude, I got some weed water, bro. And I just give them my water bottle, and they'd give me $5 to sip my fucking water bottle. I'd be like, yep. And there's lessons in life. You're a fucking idiot. There you go. And I just walk out, and they'd be like, I'm not even high, bro. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking water, you dumbass. That's just how gullible they are, bro. I'm like, yeah, dude, I got this new weed water from the dispensary. And you're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, dude. Yeah, like $5 a sip. I got you. It'll get you fucked. And they're like, dude, let's go.
$5 a sip? You were taxing. Oh my God.
I was, bro. Yeah, this one kid did 30 push-ups on the bathroom floor to hit a vape.
On the bathroom floor? You're
on the
so
bathroom
awful.
I didn't do that. I wasn't me. I just walked in the bathroom. This guy's just doing. They're like, touch your nose to the ground. Touch your nose. He's like, and he gets up and he just like, let me get it. He just like hits it. I was like, bro, what are you doing with your life, man?
And then in researching for this interview, I went back and listened to a bunch of your older music, and it occurred to me how different a lot of your older stuff sounds from the stuff you're making now. So I'm wondering, how do you look back on your older music, maybe dating back as far back as aerobics?
I just think of it as like, it's just younger me. It's just like a different era. I was just doing more like monkey see, monkey do type shit, like I was just like seeing what was popping, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like, I was just what I was listening to at the time, which was whatever was popping in quarantine. So I wasn't really experimenting a lot. I thought it was experimenting because it was like this new genre, right? It wasn't normal rap. So I thought I was experimenting. I was really just kind of trying to replicate what other people sounded like. There's just like a moment in an artist's career where they get their own swag. That's essentially like what happened, I feel like. First year of kkypr was probably just me trying to find what I was like good at making. Throwing shit at the wall and was just like, let's see what happens here. Only up until like this year is when I started feeling like really confident and like, this is my own sound. After Poly Sport, I was making more like kind of rap shit, like less like internet music. I just feel like I was making music for like 15-year-olds, 13-year-old, 14. like that kind of group of kids back when I was that old, and then now I'm just kind of grown. I want to just move on and like separate myself from that immature sound and like grow on it a little bit. That's why I don't pitch up my songs that much anymore. Like I have like just a deeper voice in my songs and shit.
Next, are you still rocking with hunting simulator games?
Ooh, that's a good one. No, but I did get really into hunting simulator games recently. I've been playing like Siege with Reef. I was playing Siege with Reef the other night.
Yeah, he always asks if anybody wants to play Siege whenever we're in like a VC or
Yeah,
something.
dude, that guy plays Siege like all day. And then BattleBit. I've been playing some BattleBit recently.
Oh,
That's
hell yeah.
pretty
How
fun.
is it? I haven't touched it yet.
It's good. The gunplay is really good. I was really surprised at how fucking solid of a game it is. It's not like laggy or buggy or any. Like you get a game in 0.2 seconds and you're like in a fucking server. Everyone's prox chatting. It's great. It's such a fun time.
And then that's a good segue into our next topic. On the topic of games, I understand you're familiar with the Call of Duty rework project Plutonium. So I'm wondering, are there any other older games like that you think are also deserving of a second lease on life? Yep. Okay. Yeah. I know. I knew you were gonna mention that. Yeah.
This one and
Uncharted. Oh, 2 and 3.
Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
And Bulletstorm. These all probably play Bulletstorm on PC, but these were all PlayStation exclusive. These need to be ported to PC.
They have been. You know that, right?
Wait, the Uncharted ones?
Yeah, there's an Uncharted. There's a trilogy collection. I don't know if 4 is over yet, but I'm pretty sure the first 3 games are in like a legacy collection sort of thing on PC.
Oh fuck yeah! Okay, bet.
I also have written down Little Big Planet.
Yes, yeah, Little Big Planet. Yeah, that needs to come back. They like took away the service for the first 2 ones, right? But they ported all the worlds over. Just the fact that I can't go back and play Little Big Planet 2 and 1 with my older brother is just like. That fucking sucks. They need to bring that back immediately.
Judging by that collection, I'm guessing you're a PlayStation kid.
Yeah, I was a PlayStation kid.
Thinking about now about how so many games that have like sort of universes around them, like think about like Fortnite and how there's so much like creator community based like content made around that game. I'm thinking like I feel like Little Big Planet, if anything, would be huge nowadays.
There's a book on like creating video games and shit, and it says in it that in order for a game to become timeless, you have to give the player complete creative control. If you can just make it and turn it into any game you want, that game is now going to be infinitely timeless. Minecraft, Little Big Planet was supposed to be that, but they fucking just deleted it for some fucking reason.
Like I'm thinking also other games like Sims, like Roblox, Terraria, like
exactly. They're just timeless because you can just make it whatever fucking game you want.
Grand Theft Auto, like
yeah, GTA because of mods and shit like that. Yeah, it's just a shame why they would pull the plug on a game that was literally designed to be timeless. Like you can make whatever you want, upload the worlds, play them in a community thing, and like keep score on the worlds too, like if it's a racing or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah, it'll be a huge bummer if they don't bring it back for like the PS5, like a Little Big Planet 4 sort of thing. No matter how many artists you discover, it seems like there's always 100 more you wish you could have found sooner. So if you could pick a handful of artists to put our listeners onto right now, who would you pick?
Grail. Garyle is crazy. The Semtex people like Spine Blank. I've known them for like years now, and like they're really starting to come up, and it's like you're gonna know about those people like really soon. I'm like sure of it. That's like literally just my family. Like I love everybody in there. O5. I've always loved O5. He's super hard. Always been a fan of O5. Radai and Mardo. They're Vancouver rappers. They have a lot of motion. They're crazy hard. Listen to Sled. It's so good. The music video, the cinematography, it's like Gotham City. It's so fucking cool.
And then despite how many people you've already collaborated with, I'm sure there's still plenty more you want to work with. So if you can name a handful of dream collaborators, either on vocals or production, who would they be?
On production, Filthy, Starboy, people in Working on Dying. I want to work with that producer group like so badly. Same with this like producers in the other world. On like a big scale, like Cardi. Fred Durst would be crazy because I know Snot went on tour with Limp Bizkit. I want to go on tour with Limp Bizkit.
It'd be a very interesting crowd, just a bunch of dudes wearing jorts.
That's me, bro. Like
getting dirty in the mud, yeah.
That or like Jonathan Davis from Korn.
That would be crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah, just get some vocals like that because I make metal too. So like I don't even want to work on like a rap record with them. I would want to work on like a full fucking metal album like that.
And then finally, I'm really excited for what you got, what you're going to accomplish going forward. So with 2023 lit out before you, what are you looking to accomplish this year?
The UK tour, more concerts, everything, more music for everyone to listen to. I just want to put music out. I just want to get music videos out. Literally just content for everybody. That's it. Crazy shit getting planned right now. I can't even. Oh shit! Crazy thing getting planned. Sorry, my Febreze fell. Crazy things being planned right now that I can't discuss. Let me tell you, it's fucking dope. Get my foot in the door. So you'll be seeing a lot of me this year. Hopefully.
Awesome. Okay, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us today. Thank you so much for being here today.
Peace out, Noah.